My name is Brian King, Project Manager for AudSoft Inc., providers of AudBase software. The purpose of this video is to give you an introduction to AudBase and how it could improve efficiency of workflow for your clinic. At its core, AudBase is an audiometric database that collects data and stores it to a centralized location. This allows it to be viewed at multiple locations by multiple audiologists. Some of the key benefits of AudBase include the ability to connect audiometric equipment from most all major manufacturers and view those results on one standardized report. If, for instance, you're using an audiometer from one manufacturer and a TIMP from another, the data will be centrally stored in AudBase and reported on one common audiogram for all to view. This assists in the standardization throughout your organization. We also have the availability of customized interfaces with multiple EMR solutions. This greatly improves workflow, saving time and money. AudBase also offers dedicated support through AudSoft Inc. At AudSoft Inc., this is all that we do. We also give you the option to create a custom audiogram to meet your clinic's needs. If wanted and for a fee, we can build an audiogram specific to your clinic from a blank sheet of paper. Another key benefit of AudBase is the availability to view threshold trends over time through our multi-form feature. And then we also include a back-end query generator for purposes of admin, marketing, and of course research. Anything and everything recorded in AudBase can be searched. Now let's take a look at AudBase and show you the layout as well as some of the features and functionality. When you first log into AudBase, you'll come to the Home window. From here, we'll just go to Subject List. And in the patient list, you'll see a list of all the patients that have been seen and recorded data in AudBase. You can search by scrolling. You can click on the first letter of their last name, or you can go up here and just search based on, in part or whole, first name, last name, primary identifier, or primary provider. Down below, you can create a new subject, or if you have a customized interface, you would click on the Work List button. This would bring up a work list fed by your electronic medical record system for patients destined for audiology. The system would feed into this work list, giving AudBase the names, the MRN, all the demographics for that patient, and automatically store it into AudBase, so there is no duplicitous data entry if you have the customized interface. Once you find the patient that you're looking for, you can double-click on their name, and in here you'll see that their record is opened up. You'll see a list of all the audiograms with date stamps. I can also click and see if there was any TIMPs done with the dates that they were done, if speech data was collected and the dates on that, and then I can also view their demographics. If I'm creating a new audiogram, obviously I'll click on the new audiogram button. And now we're ready to start collecting data. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see instrument modules. If you're using an Astera or an AC40 or one of the interacoustics diagnostic audiometers, you would click on these buttons to launch the software that correlates to that audiometer. And then, for instance, if you're using an Astera, you'll click on the Odometrics button, launch OdoSuite, and collect your data as you do today through OdoSuite. When you're done, you'll save out of OdoSuite, and that data will be stored, will be viewed and stored here in AudBase. If you're using GSI equipment, that works a little bit differently in that we have a direct interface with GSI equipment. You'll collect and store that data directly into AudBase. There is no software that you launch in order to collect your test data. And then lastly, you can manually enter data. So from over here, you have our palette of icons. You can click on any one of the icons and manually plot that on the audiogram. If you bring data in from OdoSuite or one of the interacoustic software suites, you can modify that data as well manually. So if you brought in this audiogram from OdoSuite or Diagnostic Suite, you can go ahead and manually select that threshold or that appropriate icon and plot that onto the audiogram. And again, from the GSI, that'll just be a direct connection in from the audiometers. You'll also see a NOAA 4 button. We do have the capability now to send the audiogram rather to NOAA, and then you can conduct your fitting through NOAA. Down below is pure tone average. That's automatically calculated. If masking was done, you'll see the masking values in this table here. If you want to view a past audiogram, I can click on Audiogram, Display Comparison Audiogram. That'll bring up a pop-up window with a drop-down list of all the past audios, and I can click on any one of them and view while I'm live testing over here. And then these drop-down menus, anytime you see a white box with a shadow behind it, it just indicates that there's data behind there that you can choose from. So if you're manually entering the data, you can click on your aided response button here and manually plot any of these aided response on the audiogram. Under sound field, we can specify sound field bilateral, right, left, and then we can also plot for purposes of tinnitus matching, your tinnitus bilateral, right and left. And then under bone, we have mastoid specified, unspecified, or better bone, and then if you do forehead placement. Under comments, you can plot these on the audiogram as well. If you want to just highlight a specific threshold, you can plot it with a comment. I can also indicate pressure, vibrotactile, narrowband noise, FM, masking dilemma, and specify that it was a masked item. So if I just want to highlight and place a C over there to kind of just indicate that there was something specific about that threshold that I'm going to make notes about later, I can plot that with a little C above that, again, kind of drawing attention to that. Over to the right here, because I logged in, I would be the select examiner. You can also enter in information here manually. Or if there's other items in the drop-down list, I can just click and add those as well. If you're doing team testing, for instance, that might come in useful. If you have a default audiometer that you always use, we can set that as your default. Otherwise, we can leave that blank, and then you can come in and select your audiometer on the fly. All of these can be set as defaults tagged to your login, or we can just leave them blank, and then you can manually come in and bring those in later if you want to. And all of these are user definable too. So these lists, when we set up, we can set up any verbiage in here for test methods. If you want to add some or reword them, we can take care of that for you. If you plot high frequency, you'll be able to change your frequency range and plot out to 20,000 hertz. And if you don't like having the speech banana, there's a drawing menu here that allows all kinds of different views for your audiogram. And then if we click on SRT SAT tab, you'll see here where you can record that information. And again, from some audiometers, specifically ones that would launch their own software to collect the data, all of that just comes in automatically when you close out of those programs. And then for WordRec, we allow up to 8 trials. And you can define what word lists you're using. Again, these are all user definable. I just have these in for purposes of demonstration. But you can customize those lists as appropriate. And then TIMPs come over again from all major manufacturers, whether it be Otometrics, Interacoustics, or GSI. We also have a few Mako instrumentation TIMPs that work with AudBase. Reflexes are collected as well. And then if you're on the TIMPs or the Reflex tab, we also give you the availability to view comparison TIMPs. So similar to the comparison audiogram, if you want to see a past TIMP, I can bring those up and view that while while I'm collecting the data here. And then finally on the Notes tab, this is where we allow you to write in your notes. We have a spell check here, and then we also have standard comment list. This allows you to create your own short, terse comments that you can just point and click into, or we also have extended comments. So if you have a SOAP note that you want to put in and that you use, we can create that in here, select that comment, and drop that into the note section, and then you can modify as needed if appropriate. The other information is kind of a catch-all for information that we don't collect in AudBase that you may want to use either on a custom form or just want to make recordings for and store here in AudBase. And again, other information and everything that you store in AudBase is searchable. So if you want to record information here specific to like hearing aid manufacturers, hearing aid types, anything like that, we can put that into other information and you'll have that to view and search if needed. And then when you're done, you just hit OK. And then we have the option to electronically sign your reports if you want to. If you have a customized interface, if you sign it, that's the trigger for AudBase to go ahead and send the report to your electronic medical record. And then literally within seconds, the audiogram would be available for all the physicians or anybody that has access to that patient's medical record to view that audiogram within their patient encounter. So if you double click your name, that would sign the report, and you'd come back out to the patient list of audiograms. I'll see now that there was an audiogram created on today's date. And that takes care of that record. Thank you very much for watching this video. For more information or to view sample standard and customized reports for AudBase, please visit our website at www.audbase.com.